Where else are we streaming? We're streaming everywhere. It's week one. We're here. We're here. It's week one. It's Sunday Live time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Look, there's a lot of options out there. But you're here because you're beautiful people. Thank you for supporting the Fantasy Footballers podcast. Thank you for jumping into Sunday Live. We're getting into some last-second news, some notes, getting into those start-sit questions. I see them here on the screen. There's a lot of them. So we'll kind of start with the news. Not a ton going on right now. The bigger questions of the week. Stephon Diggs, is he going to play? The answer, we've already found out. It is yes. Let's see, and we got Mike Evans, who missed some practice with an illness. He's good to go. Robbie Anderson is going to play as well. And Albert Wilson and Marquise Brown. Ooh, Marquise Brown is going to play. So, that's the big news. I'll start with Stephon Diggs. I'm sure there's plenty of questions. I don't really want to play Stephon Diggs. You may have to play him just based on draft capital, depending on how your draft went as well. I'm not exactly sure what your team looks like, but Stephon Diggs, when he's playing on a questionable tag, it's not been necessarily great, even though the matchup is oh so juicy. But let's just get into the questions here, and then we'll talk about some news as it pops up. Brooksy, don't be shy over there letting me know. We have no audio? Oh, we're back? Oh, so I'm talking to nobody? I sound like a demon? Oh, that is awesome. Oh, that's fantastic. Hello, everybody. All right, so apparently we have some technical issues. Week one for everybody. Week one for us. Week one for the tech team. So I'll be right back, apparently. I'll just sit here and look good for you. This is unfortunate. I'm back. All right, let's test the audio. Do I still sound like the devil? I guess sounding like that would not be the worst. All right, well, well, what are you gonna do? So, thank you for joining me on Sunday Live. I hope that I don't sound like a terrible demon person anymore. I'm waiting for the thumbs up from my tech team. Tech team, how are we looking over there? Where are we the same? We are the same? Well, is that coming from, like we're getting a delay, we're getting an extra input? Is that from the Skype line? Very. Okay, well, then let's answer questions. I apologize for the audio snafu. We'll try and get that cleaned up. So let's get into it. Let's see. All right. Kayla Smith wants to know, Evan Engram or Dede, my sweetie Dede Westbrook, and the flex. Very interesting, Kayla. I'm hoping you don't have two high-end tight ends to be deciding this. Man, I think I would play... If I actually had to play one of those guys, that's a very interesting question that I really haven't thought about due to the tight end situation in the flex. I'd roll with Dede. I think the ceiling is so tremendous this year and this week in particular against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be throwing a lot. I like Dede. He's my start of the week. He's my FanDuel Ballers on a Budget play. Also, real quick before we get into more of this, want to thank our studio sponsor, Pristine Auction. Make sure you go sign up. Hundreds of daily auctions each and every day. PristineAuction.com. Use that promo code BALLERS, and you're going to get a little something for it. Go check them out, please. All right, back to the questions. Let's do our best here for the next 20 minutes or so. Hawk MHM has a pick 2. Zeke, Derrick Henry, Robert Woods. Okay, this is an interesting question because Zeke, we don't know how much work he's actually going to get. They're talking about 20 to 25 snaps. Then we have a completely mixed report that says Zeke is going to get the full workload. I am very worried about Derrick Henry this particular week. He is down a couple of offensive linemen, and it's already a rough matchup against the Cleveland Browns front defensive 7. I think I would go Robert Woods and Zeke. I'm going to take a gamble that the multi-million-dollar man in Dallas is still going to get his work. If Zeke is only on the field for 25 snaps.
How many times does he actually touch the ball? 20? I mean, they're going to use him. Like, he's Cabo fresh. He's ready to play in the NFL, right? Maybe. But I'm going to play Zeke. I'm going to play Robert Woods. And Robert Woods for sure in that plus matchup against that Carolina Panthers secondary. So I'm going to bench him. I'm going to bench Derrick Henry. Next question. Rosie Phillips says Austin Eckler or Sony Michel. Oof. Sony Michel got that long-term upgrade with Antonio Brown coming into that Patriots offense. And I'm going to play Michel. I'm going to play Michel here. I like Austin Eckler a good bit against the Indianapolis Colts. I think that workload is pretty secure. He is, in my opinion, going to see at least 60% of the work. I know there's this talk of, 50-50 here from the Chargers. That remains to be seen. So until further notice, I do like Austin Eckler. However, I am going to play Sony Michel over him. So, hopefully, how are we doing on audio back there, guys? Are we still terrible?
Yeah, I'd like to reboot the Scarlet, but I don't.
Right. All right. Well, so I just sound like a demon.
You sound like you with a demon under you.
Man, I wish I could hear it. All right. Well, cool. We're gonna press on then. I'm trying to think if rebooting the Scarlet will just destroy everything. You got to tell me because I can't hear it. How bad is it? How terrible is the audio coming through? Just one moment, folks. Terrible? All right. Well, do we think rebooting it'll fix it? All right. Well, then let's reboot it. Sorry, everyone. We're trying to fix these problems over here. Edelman and Dede Westbrook. Half PPR, I'm going to go with Edelman. It remains to be seen what will happen to Edelman's value once Antonio Brown joins the team. But until then, I'm going to go with Julian Edelman. I'm still going to roll him out there. Where are we at now? Are we rebooted?
We're rebooted. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up with what I'm listening to.
All right. So we're pressing on. Nick Stown wants to know Gerald Everett or Jack Doyle. Did that fix it? Yeah. Hey, I'm not a demon anymore? No. Good work, team. Good work, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining Sunday Live. Oh, my goodness. Next time, hopefully, we'll have that worked out, but we seem to be good to go. Perfect. So let's go back to that question. Gerald Everett or Jack Doyle? You got to go with Jack Doyle. Gerald Everett is an absolute fantasy afterthought. Not that Jack Doyle is necessarily a great option this week, but we'll see how that shakes out with Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron now with Jacoby Brissett as the main guy. 2 years ago when Jacoby was there, it was very nice for Jack Doyle, but this is a very different team, of course. Moving forward, Mike Jordvek Jordvicic. I apologize. Tom Brady or Jared Goff? Ooh, that's a very interesting question. Because I'm fine with Jared Goff. Tom Brady's in a pretty plus matchup where he's at home. Should be a lot of points scored, and Jared Goff has been a little bit rough on the road. So for that being the case, I don't mind you going with the pivot, going with Tom Brady at home. If I had both of them,
I think that's the way that I would actually go. We got Stephen Glenn
says this is for his flex. It's a half-point PPR. Pick one. Alshon Jeffrey, who's dealing with his super swole biceps. Dede, my sweetie, Westbrook, or Kenyon Drake. I'm going with Dede Westbrook here. Let's do it. I'm going to fire him up. And I'm still coming up with notes of Mike, literal Satan. All right. Warren Lynn. Excuse me. Hey, in a full point PPR, is it possible to sit Juju versus the Patriots? No. No, it is not. Why would you do that? Why would you sit Juju? I don't care if the matchup is rough. It doesn't matter. It's Juju. You took him in the second round. You're going to play him. Zachary Cormier says Damian Williams or Austin Eckler. That is a great question. Shady McCoy is active. They're talking about getting Shady McCoy 50 to 20 snaps. We'll see if he actually does that. How many touches is he going to get? In my estimation, this should be the Damian Williams show, at least for week one. The workload is more of a concern moving forward. However, I'm going to play Damian Williams here. I'm going to go for it. The matchup with Jacksonville is not excellent. However, the over-under is excellent, and Damian Williams is the pass-catching running back for now. So ride that out. Get as much value out of him in week one as you can. Are we terrible again? We're good? Okay. All right. There was some question. People were asking if they can get the demon voice only. Is that possible? So people are asking if they can get only the demon voice. Can we make that happen? No. I don't know how to make that happen. I'm sorry. Let's see. Killer Wave 29 says, start two of the three. Dede, Tyrell Williams, or Diggs. Oh, okay. Dede's in. This is the question of then Stephon Diggs. I mentioned it. I don't really want to play him, but I'm still going to play him in that plus matchup over Tyrell Williams. We're all excited to see what Tyrell can do. He is the big beneficiary along with Darren I Am the Walrus. They get the huge bump up for Antonio Brown not being on the team anymore. But it's still the Derek Carr-led Raiders. So what does that bump actually look like? I'm going to take a week to find out. I'm not going to force Williams into my lineup. I am going to force Darren Waller in. So I guess let me be clear on that. If I had a low-end tight end problem and Darren Waller was available, I would scoop him up. If he's available, Instagram, everybody. Darren Waller should not be on your waiver wire. You should be dropping your wide receiver 5. Maybe you got a low-end running back. I don't like to have two tight ends on my team, but this is a special circumstance where Darren Waller could go off one, and if he does, his value is going to skyrocket. People are going to be clamoring for Darren Waller off the waiver wire. Tyler Applin says Marvin Jones or Tyler Boyd. All right, this one is a ceiling floor play for me. I think that Tyler Boyd is in for plenty of volume against Seattle. I don't think it's going to be a pretty matchup for him. He absolutely can have a great game. But I think he's safe for target volume. Marvin Jones, meanwhile, he'll get his, 50 yards, but does he get that touchdown? I think the probability is pretty high because he's playing against Arizona with absolutely no secondary, as I referred to it on the show. Arizona's playing with their tertiary. So I do love Marvin Jones this week. So what does your team need? Do you need ceiling? Do you need that floor? So that's how I would make the decision. Next. We got 10 minutes. All right, thank you, Brooksy. Cody McAllister, full point PPR, Sony Michel or Austin Eckler. Ooh, a full point PPR, throwing a little bit of a wrench in there if you're for Sony Michel versus Austin Eckler. Eckler, I expect to catch, 3 to 4 passes, maybe even more. That's a nice little bonus 3 points there from your running back. I'm going to play Sony, though. I'm going to play Sony. Cross those fingers on the whispers from the New England bushes that they're going to try and get Sony Michel more involved in the passing game. So, and just a higher touchdown upside. I don't see Sony getting vultured if they're in that position. Austin Eckler, meanwhile, we're not 100% sure that Eckler will be the goal line running back, but we know that Sony Michel will be. Ryan DeCacco. Waller or Hooper. So, Darren, I am the Walrus or Austin Hooper and a half point. This is exactly the type of tight end that I'm talking about. If I have someone like Austin Hooper in that negative game script, the negative matchup, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go for Waller. I'm going to go for that upside. Austin Hooper can have 20 yards with a touchdown. That's fine. But I'm going to go for the upside here with Darren Waller. Jake Montoya says, Will Fuller or Mike Williams? This one to me is actually, it's another, surprisingly, it maybe surprises you, but ceiling or floor play. I think that Mike Williams has a higher floor than Will Fuller, who's still, he's coming off of an ACL. We have no reason to doubt Will Fuller and his availability. Is he ready to go? The Houston Texans say that Will Fuller is fully ready to go, and I'm very, very excited for what Will Fuller is going to do this season with Deshaun Watson. But the target volume for Mike Williams, I think, is just a safer thing. He's got this ceiling as well. Mike Williams is a big touchdown threat. So if you want a floor, go with Mike Williams. If you need that ceiling, if you're chasing a high-powered opponent, then I would go with Will Fuller. We got Caden Martin, Tom Brady or Matt Ryan. I'm going to go Tom Brady. Matt Ryan is an excellent quarterback, but that Minnesota defense, I'm avoiding it if I can, and sounds like you can because you have Tom Brady. Ryan Allman, a drop question. Drop Adrian Peterson for Albert Wilson. Yeah, I think I would. Adrian Peterson, he looked like he's going to be a sneaky value guy at the end of the draft, all draft season. And then right at the very end, we did not stick the landing. All the news for Darius Geis just hit a hockey curve, skyrocketed into the air. Now Adrian Peterson is a healthy and active, a healthy scratch for the first time in his career. That feels bad. That feels really bad for Adrian Peterson. So here's the one reason why I would not drop Adrian Peterson. He might force his way out of town. That would not surprise me at all if all of a sudden Adrian Peterson is on the Houston Texans or if Adrian Peterson is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He could force a trade. Wouldn't be the first time he's done it. In fact, he did it, 2 years ago. He did it 2 years ago when he forced himself out of the Saints situation. Terrell Wyatt. Whoa, I apologize. Wyatt. Miles Sanders or Rashad Penny. Oh man, I don't love either of them. Rashad Penny, a clear backup. Miles Sanders, a rookie in an RBBC. You might be looking at a David Montgomery situation for Miles Sanders this first week. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm confident that Rashad Penny will get 8 to 10 touches. Maybe a few of them are receptions. That is the concern, though, with both of these guys. A low volume, both in plus matchups. Man, I'm gonna go with Miles Sanders, and I'm gonna hope that the second-round pick is able to overcome what the third-round pick, David Montgomery, was not able to do. The Eagles, by all accounts, should boat race this matchup, and then maybe we see a little bit of more Miles Sanders. They try and get the young buck some work. I was gonna call him a rook after calling him a young buck. Next question, Cody McAllister. Did we already do a Cody McAllister question, or am I just thinking of Kevin McAllister? I don't know, but he says Russell Wilson or Jared Goff. I'm going with Russell Wilson. I've called him a bust all offseason. He won't bust today, though. It's gonna be solid. I'm gonna play Russell Wilson over my guy Jared Goff. Next, what are you cackling about there, Brooks? Why are you laughing? You laughing that I have to play Russell Wilson? That's surprising. Yeah. No. Look, I'm here to give the information. I'm not here to be locked into Jared Goff being a good quarterback and going to be great for fantasy. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to play Russell Wilson. All right. Andrew Peterson says, flex question. Philip Lindsay or... Oh, the question went away. I apologize. But the answer was going to be Philip Lindsay. So, Gio Gonzalez, he has his own Lindsay question. Philip Lindsay or Dante Pettis? Ooh, that one's spicy. Because I like Dante Pettis a lot this week. Having said that, it's hard to like Dante Pettis given what has happened to him this entire offseason. That over-under, though, is a smash situation for everyone involved in that San Francisco versus Tampa Bay game. Philip Lindsay is questionable. Is he in a 50-50 timeshare? I'm going to go with Dante Pettis. They say he's a starting wide receiver. I'm going to play him. Next question. Tristan Mitchell. Didi, my sweetie. Or, this is a double nickname situation. We got Didi the Sweetie against the Red Goblin. Chris Godwin for the uninitiated. I'm going to play Godwin. I'm going to play him. Same reasons I like Dante Pettis. Mike Evans should be a full go, but he was down with the sickness on Friday. But I like Chris Godwin a lot. You know how much I like Didi. Let's not get out of control. But Chris Godwin is in an excellent situation. Rickety Cricket with the Always Sunny reference. Carson Wentz or Mahomes? Okay, Rickety. Why do you have Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz on the same roster? What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? You're going to be torturing yourself every single morning, every single Sunday, trying to decide, do you go with Patrick Mahomes in the negative matchup or Carson Wentz in the great matchup? I'm getting this sign that we have 2 minutes left. How do you bench Patrick Mahomes? I mean, you drafted him. You play him. Do it. Also, trade one of your quarterbacks if you can at your own peril, because trading quarterbacks is not as easy as it sounds. We got Brant V1. I'm glad it's not V2 because I want the first version of Brant. Full point PPR, James White or Derrick Henry? James White. Thank you for the easy question. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's PPR, man. You got to play James White, and I don't like Derrick Henry today. So, we got time for a couple more questions. Brian M. Ooh, yeah, let's get into the weeds. Let's get into the dirt. Christian Kirk or Sterling Shepard in a half-point PPR? Ooh, got to make that question, huh? I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard here just because of the known. Like, if I don't mind at all closing your eyes and hoping that Arizona is actually a great offense. We just don't know. So Sterling Shepard, he's good to go with his teammate Golden Tate taking 4 games off. I'm gonna play him. All right, I think we got time for. I'm gonna go rapid. So we'll get in as many as we can. Duke Johnson or Derrick Henry? It's Duke Johnson. Adam Weedman says Sony Michel or Matt Breida. I'm gonna go Sony Michel. Israel says play Murray or Winston. You got to go with Winston. I've got the lights on. I got to cut it off. Thank you so much, everybody. I apologize for the technical issues. We will get those squared away. Maybe. We'll see. So stay tuned for the podcast Monday morning. We'll talk about studs and duds. We got a special surprise for tomorrow's show. Good luck with your team. May the odds be ever in your favor. And never, ever forget, you're all beautiful. Oh, we're going to blow it today. Goodbye.